Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Approximately 30 minutes ago, Driving Empire just dropped his latest new update. I gotta say, like, they really pulled this update out of the park because, like, they've added a ton of new features and races and cars and all of that. So, yeah, I guess without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it, starting off with the brand new cars. So, right here, you got the brand new HURUCAN STO. I believe this is a 2022 version. I'm not entirely sure. I don't really like it. I mean, yeah, I guess it's the spec. I don't know why I really like that, but overall though, the detail is pretty nice. This was supposed to rematch the Super Trofeo that's right there. It's kind of unfortunate because Super Trofeo was a pretty cool car, but I mean this car I guess is supposed to be cooler and looks pretty insane. The interior here is gorgeous. It's got all the details that you like, the nice carpet and all of that. The exterior is pretty cool. I can see lots of spec potential here in this secondary and primary. I like this because like you could probably like host these races and you could have like different teams represent like different colors and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely pretty insane. This is a nice looking gray and orange one too. Definitely quite an interesting and beautiful car. I guess it's supposed to be the MVP car this update, the one that's most talked about and most typed about. So yeah, that's definitely quite cool. Pretty soon we'll take it for a spin. This right here is a 22 McLaren Artura, which is McLaren's, I think, latest flagship supercar. I'm not entirely sure, but this is definitely quite an interesting car. I mean, it looks pretty nice. The interior is really bad. I mean, it has details. Don't get me wrong, but like in comparison to the STO, it's terrible. I don't know why they would have done that, especially for a new car, but still pretty nice. Nice and simple. I like this car pretty well. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. I expected this car to rematch the McLaren GT, but to my surprise, it hasn't. But yeah, definitely quite a nice looking car and all that. And now we also got the brand new rematched right here ACR. This is pretty nice. I mean, I honestly didn't really think it needed a rematch, but I'm not gonna complain because I think they've done some work with the taillight and this interior, especially like as you can see, it is crazy involved now. Like it looks pretty hot. Yeah, definitely quite interesting. And this is the last new car right here just got spawned in, and this is I believe the brand new 911 GT3 RS. I'm not entirely sure if it's an RS or just a regular GT3, but this is also definitely quite an interesting car. It's honestly not my favorite one because when I look at this, I just think of the Carrera. I think they look pretty similar, but I mean, it's still definitely quite interesting. The interior is pretty well done. It's got the detail that you want. I mean, honestly, the only disappointment is really the Arturo, in my opinion. I think like the interior really lets it down. It doesn't really look like that much of a nice car. Like it just doesn't seem to have the detail that the other cars seem to have. And I'm kind of surprised that this is a new car and that's a rematch and that has far more detail. I mean, yeah, definitely quite interesting. So now it's time to take this car for a spin. So this is the first car right here, the HURUCAN STO. This is the original spec. I just bought it, so yeah, let's go take it for a spin. So the startup is actually really good. I gotta give it to the devs. It's like they programmed a proper one right here. Let me just check if these gauges work. Yeah, they surprisingly they actually do, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty nice touch to it. But I think like most of the Lamborghinis already have that. Anyway, let's take it for a spin in 3, 2, 1. I gotta say, like right off the line, the launch is insane. The acceleration overall, I mean, it doesn't really seem to have that much acceleration after you launch it, but I mean, that's what you should expect from a track car. It has a pretty poor top speed of 204 miles per hour. But I mean, if it's clear already, this car is definitely made for the track. Overall, first impressions, I actually kind of like this car. It's pretty fast. It looks like lots of fun to actually take for a spin. And yeah, that's quite interesting. Alright guys, so this is startup isn't as good as the STO. And one thing I want to point out though, to my surprise, the brand new GT3 did not actually rematch the GT3 RS, so I had to go and buy this separately, which was a bit of an inconvenience, but still definitely quite cool. Now let's take it for a spin. Let me just test the gauges and the revving. Sounds pretty nice, honestly. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. Now let's take it for a spin in 3, 2, 1. So off the bat, you can tell, I mean, the acceleration in comparison to the SEO is a lot more slower, but I mean, this is already half the price for what I expected. But overall, the handling is not that bad. It's pretty nice. Definitely not top at all. I'll be right back and do that real quick. Now it's time to test the wiper. Sounds a bit nicer than it did before. I think they changed the sound. Yeah, that rev is definitely a lot more better. And they added a new idle sound, which sounds pretty nice. Now let's take this boy for a spin. Let me just quickly test the revving. Definitely quite nice. I think they put lots of time and effort into this specific model, just looking at the gauge cluster, just all the detail and everything. And now it's time to accelerate in 3, 2, 1. Off the line, this is probably slower than the GT3. I'm not entirely sure. It's not bad, neither is it good. Looks like the handling's a lot more, like, I don't know how to say, it's slippery. But overall, it's pretty nice. I don't know if they really did that many like performance changes to the car. Overall, it just kind of feels similar to what it was before. I think it tops out at 190 something, like 193. So yeah, that's definitely quite interesting. Alright guys, this is the start is pretty nice. Unfortunately, like not that good. Yeah, I don't really like it. You might, but I think it's pretty bad sounding. That's just me, at least. That's my opinion. Anyway, now let's take it for a spin in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh! Oh wow, this thing is actually fast. Like that 0 to 60 is pretty insane. It looks like this car is somewhat mature. That might just be the road, but overall, I'm actually gonna say this thing is incredibly fast, especially for a supercar. They definitely made this quick, like especially in comparison to the GT3 and ACR I just tried. It is definitely really fast, and it tops out at 211. This is definitely a really good car. Like I'm actually amazed by how good it is. I thought this was gonna be a lot worse than it actually seems to be. But yeah, I gotta say that's pretty amazing in first impressions. Okay, now it's time to check out the new map because they definitely revamped it. So I just thought it'd be best to get into a helicopter than it is. So off the bat, I can tell you definitely made the city look a lot better than it was before. It's like a lot of empty space has now just been replaced with a lot of these new detailed looking buildings. And I gotta say, I like this change a lot. It looks a lot more better in my opinion. I have like this whole lake in here and everything. It looks pretty nice. Like for some reason, like when I see this like specific city, it really reminds me of Forza Horizon 3. Like it really looks nice. It's like that Surfer's Paradise area. I really like what they did here with this circus wheel. It adds a little bit more flavor and fun to the map. Pretty nice addition right here. And I think they've also like revamped a bunch of areas over there. I don't even know what that is right there, but they've added this new hotel right here, and they've also made the city the new spawn point. I tried to teleport there earlier though, but unfortunately this teleports me to the boat dealership. I think they're gonna change that, but it is a bit glitchy and everything, but it's pretty nice. And I think this right here might be a I don't even know what this is. It's like a gas station, some sort of like building right there. Could be like, yeah, I don't know. Probably like just a regular college building or something like that. Pretty cool. I don't think they really changed anything right here up in the mountains from what I can see. I think they just left this area right here to just be the same as normal. I think like over here in this side, I don't really notice any changes either. I think they just made most of the major changes right down there, that big city area where it's more populated and all of that. It's a pretty good change, and I have to say I like that a lot. I'm gonna also come here and see if they changed anything in this side. I do know they had like some sort of construction going on here. Yeah, from the looks of it looks like they haven't really done anything here. They just left this to be earlier. They might have scrapped what they were doing here. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, gotta say that's definitely quite a nice map change. Alright guys, so now it's time to test the around the city race. So this is my second time doing the race. I already did a try earlier, so I guess it's supposed to be just a race that covers the general city. And I gotta say I kind of like it, but at the same time I don't like it. I don't really like the idea of a race being in the city, but I like how they were able to actually like do it's not like one of those crab races where they just put some checkpoints everywhere and expect you to like perform. So that's pretty cool. The only issue with this race I found, like, the corners are way too narrow. And, like it's gonna be pretty hard to coordinate yourself through the race. Because, like if you're racing in heavy rain, you're actually a moron like me. You're gonna have a pretty hard time. You literally can't see into these corners, and like these corners are also extremely narrow. I mean, I bet if you had like a good car, like you'd be able to like coordinate really well. But yeah, it's definitely quite interesting. And I gotta say though, I like how I tried to do wall riding in my first run through this race, and it did not work at all. Because like every time I tried that, it would just like send me flying. But I think like one thing you could do is just instead of wall riding, just like drive right into the wall. That's great. I mean, that's what the movie strategy. my gosh, I missed this corner. But anyway, like honest opinion to this race, I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of fun. It's not like my top race. I like this something far more, but it's definitely quite a change. Definitely something interesting. You don't see this every day. I mean, you don't see something like this weird, like with all these corners halfway to your road. Yeah, I might be missing something. But yeah, it's definitely quite interesting. It's really, really fun just to race in this rain. Just the lightning strikes in the side. It goes really, really interesting. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna be in the final corner now, and I will win this race. Wait, I'm just gonna wait for all these noobs to come back. Oh, right there. Just wait. Yeah, I had to do that. But yeah, definitely quite an interesting race overall. Like rating of this, I'd give it like probably like I would say 6 out of 10. I personally like this more than the Mountain Dash. I just think it's more interesting. It's like you got lots of like obstructions and everything. You're gonna be racing in a busy road, and it looks overall pretty cool. Like it reminds me of the Crew 2, and all these like fun games like the Need for Speed series and all of that. So I'm gonna give it to them. That's pretty nice for a race. Alright guys, so now it's time to test the brand new City Quarter Mile. So we should say off the bat, this is clearly not the original. Like certainly copied this off some other games, but I gotta say though, they really got the aesthetics down because like this race is like all this. This looks pretty interesting. Overall, it's like a really short race. You don't really get much from it. Only like 5 grand, so not really much of a rewarding race. It's just probably a fun race in my opinion. But I just want to say different drivers is more interesting in this. I guess you make more, just go up and all that. But yeah, definitely. This would definitely be a good race if you just have a car that's really quick in the launch, but doesn't really have that much overall, I guess, lengthy acceleration. So yeah, quite a cool race. Right guys, so now it's time to check out the new VIP server command. So if this is already not apparent to you, in order to access the VIP server command, you have to go right here to this orange hammer. Now, in order to access the command, you have to click it with your mouse. So once you do that, a menu will be presented for you. So right here you have 3 different settings. You can kick people, you can change the date, the time of day, and you can add weather. So this is really simple. You have times between 0 and 24. 12 right here is the obvious noon time. If you wanted it to be midnight, put it at 24. If you want it to be midnight, put it at 1. You'll have like the full moon up there, I believe. And if you want somewhere like in the middle of the morning, I guess you can put 6 or well, let's do 7, just when the sun is setting. I bet like you can also figure out the sunset time. I don't know when that would be. Let's see if I can figure this out. Yeah, it's in between 17 and 18. So yeah, it's definitely quite cool. I mean, I like how you can change the time. It's a pretty interesting feature. Now, right here, you can also change the weather. So you have 3 options: clear, which is obviously like literally no weather effects. You have rain, which will add rain and will also make like the whole surrounding area like blurred. I guess everything gonna start like blurring up. You can see this like effect. I guess this is moisture or something. Like I guess fog, and it starts raining. So depending on what time of day it is, I guess it just changes up your lighting. So I put it at 12. You'll be able to see the sun and everything, but it'll still be like misted up and everything. So visibility is ruined by the rain, but like with light rain, you'll be able to see what time of day it is. Now when you make the rain heavy, it starts to get a lot more hardcore. So first nothing happens, then all of a sudden you have lightning strikes coming from the sky. You got lots of these rain sound effects, and like the rain is pretty heavy. You can literally not see anything. Like it is just dark. You can barely like see the outline of the sky. Now, if I were to make it like nighttime, let's see what will happen. It will be like pitch dark, and you will literally be able to see almost nothing. It is pretty scary. I can imagine just like a horror character just slowly approaching from right there. But yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. Now the last command, if not apparent, is the kick command. So I'm just gonna kick this random kid right here. He has now been removed forever from the server. I mean, if you wanna, I guess this might be a ban, but if you wanted to unban them, you just put this and you can rejoin again. So yeah, that's definitely quite nice, pretty convenient. I like how they did that. I'll give them props for that. They try to make it less convenient, and they did succeed with that. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay guys, so now it's time to test the STO around the circuit. I did not max this out, I just want to take this for a quick test drive and see like what type of time it can get in the range of these. I also wanted to point out they did not remove the super trip fail because this guy just pulled his out right now. So that's a pretty good perk. Ready? Go. So the acceleration is pretty nice. Pretty smooth. But I feel like the thing about it though is a bit, I don't know, unpredictable. Like it seems like tilting one side to the turn. It's kind of like annoying. Like the way it turns and everything is so weird. It's like it just like the whole body. I don't even know. Like it's just such a weird feeling. But I don't know if they updated the chassis or something like that. But yeah, definitely a lot more different than I remembered. But anyway, I feel like for example, I think this new part. I tried out the Vulcan earlier and I didn't really have these problems. So overall, I mean this definitely has a different feel to it when you're racing around the track. Overall, I mean it's not necessarily as great as I was expecting it to be. It's topping out around I would say like a 94 per lap, or I mean a 94 per 2 laps. So it's not necessarily good, but I mean you also count stock like 300k, but even then, like I'm pretty sure they're far better options. Like the Lamborghini SV or Adventure SV would probably be far better for just another 100 grand. I mean, for track cars, I wouldn't necessarily invest in this unless you really like how it is. I don't think it's a top class Apex car. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, like don't get me wrong, but it's not really great from like overall performance. Yeah, it's definitely quite cool. Brand new ARTURA. Alright guys, so now it's time for the final overview. So honestly, if you wanted to know what my favorite car in this update was, it was probably the ARTURA. Even I think really this car had the most potential in this update, or at least in my opinion it would have. It's like I can just imagine this being like a brand new car that you haven't seen in any other racing game before. And then it could have had a pretty nice interior, pretty nice exterior. Like I just feel like it's just incomplete for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, they might remesh this later on, but like let me put it in a bike for example. It doesn't really do that much. It feels boring. Something about it. At least that's just to me. But what I like about it though is how insanely fast it is. Like that acceleration is really good, especially for a car in its price range. That is my favorite perk, but I still kind of feel a bit of a letdown. At least that's just me. Just like this interior. I think that explains my point. But overall, I actually really like this update. Like they really pulled it off in this rain. It looks really believable, really good. I like how you have time changes and all that. Really cool. So yeah, and the city too is actually pretty good. So like I don't really think there were any bad things that came with this update. I think everything was just necessarily nice. It was a convenience update basically with a bunch of new features to keep you enticed in the game. I also wanted to mention that the rain does not affect performance from what I've heard of. Like I literally just driving around. I don't really notice any like changes overall in performance when you compare it to like a non-rainy day. Let me show you like what I mean. You're like when you're like driving around, it's still pretty slippery. So like rain does not really like affect how your car handles from what I've noticed, and they said that too, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, join the Discord servers, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.